I'm just sharing where I am and what's going on with me. Because I have never lived more free and more in alignment with who I am than I do today, without any attachments to anything anybody else wants for my life. It took me too long. Don't let this be yours. Let my life be a telltale to live your best and fullest life, especially today. Hey, so I am sitting here with the cottage doors opened and enjoying the rain. And I'm feeling defiant and free. I grew up in a time when there were so many rules, and mostly because, people do what they know to do. And when it was raining, we had so many no-nos. We basically were told to sit down, shut up, say nothing, don't move, because God would strike us down. So I'm being defined like a mother. It's raining, it is stuck. It's been raining a while too. There's even a puddle that settles. And it takes about 30 minutes after it stopped raining for it to drain. But sometimes I like to just go run in it. I splash in the rain because I didn't have permission to do that when I was younger. There was so much proper shit I had to do as a child that just did not fit my personality, that my adult self is living fully in the ways that I was intended to before the squelching of those around me. Did they do it on purpose? Nope. But did they do it? Yep. And so my message is to be your whole self. Be well-rounded. If they told you not to do something you wanted to do and you never did it, do it. If something felt right to you and it didn't feel right to them and you are still having the desire to do it, do it. Your emotions will always be your indicator of what is good for you. The more you do it, the more you do what is that fancy free thing, then the more life you are given. The more you squelch it, the less life you have. And when you do that, then you are surrendering to other people's desires for you. I'm just sharing where I am and what's going on with me. Because I have never lived more free and more in alignment with who I am than I do today, without any attachments to anything anybody else wants for my life. It took me too long. Don't let this be yours. Let my life be a telltale to live your best and fullest life. Forgo what other people want for you. You see, I don't know where the fucking camera is. Shit, I'm looking up and down here. I ain't sure it's a new one. I'm trying to figure this shit out. Just hear what I'm saying. Forget about where I'm looking. If I catch your eye, good. If I don't, close your eyes and listen. Listen, y'all. I keep going back to how you feel, because your emotions are indicators. If you're sitting in despair and depression and anger and lack, those are all very powerless emotions. That means you surrendered your power somewhere into somebody, to some situation, to some condition, and to some person, or one of those. That is not normal. It has become normalized. And we allow stressful situations to just be our way of life. What I want you to get more than anything is the word allow. I didn't say you let it happen, but you allow it to be, because you're not investigating your emotions. That's your job. It's not your job to just surrender to the depression, to the anger, to the despair, to the lack. That's all powerless, and it's not how you came here. When you came, you wasn't none of that stuff. All that stuff I just described is low vibrational. There is an emotional scale, and every emotion emits a vibration. And the more of that thing that you surrender to and you sit in, then you are also summoning more of that from the universe. See, your folks ain't know to tell you that. I do, and I'm telling you. It's up to you what you do with it. I'm just enjoying the rain, having some thoughts, and decided to come share them. Sometimes I'll have some structured conversations I have with you. Sometimes I'll even be at my chalkboard because I'm a teacher at heart. Other times I'll just turn on the camera wherever I am and express where I am, what I'm feeling, and hopefully be able to transfer energetically who I am, what I am, where I am with you, and it will land in a space because you're ready for it. Some folk ain't gonna ever be ready for it. And this has nothing to do with age. It has everything to do with whether or not you are, what space you're in. Whatever space you're in that space. There's no judgment. Here's what I desire for you now. My desire is that you get up on that emotional scale and you spend most of your time in the space of joy, of pleasure, in the things that you really desire, with enthusiasm. All of those things, all of those emotions are powerful. If you can get positive and elevate, and you might not be able to take the leap from despair to joy, but you can go from despair to feeling better, from being in despair to being more hopeful. You can take smaller steps. You can do things that pull you out of a depressed state to a more meaningful state, something that is more meaningful than just sitting in depression. Just think about depression. What does that mean? There are weights on you that are depressing you. If you can remove some of those weights, and even if you can't remove the weight, then get in a better feeling space. That is the only thing that's going to move you from that powerlessness to powerfulness. Nothing outside of you is going to do that. You have to do that. But you also know that you have within you, assigned to you, a entity that is you, that is also connected to everything that is. If you can't trust external forces, can you trust that internal force? You already got everything. That's what it means when you hear everything you need is already within you. You just have to acknowledge the entity that is you, that is always working on your behalf. Some of you will hear that, others of you will not. Some of you will hear it now, others of you will revisit this next year this time and hear it in a different light because you're in a different space. My daddy always told me, baby, don't ever throw out the baby with the bathwater. If you don't understand something in a moment, it doesn't mean that it's false or that it's not real or that it's not for you. It could mean that you're not in the space for it. So put it on the shelf and have the expectation and the intention that one day you'll be able to take that and apply it and it will make sense for you, because if you don't, you're doomed to the lower levels, the lower vibrations, the despair, the depression, the stuff that will never work to your advantage. But there is an emotional scale that is available to you. Don't ever surrender your life to the lower vibration. All the rest of it is available to you. The people who try to talk you out of it have never tapped into the higher vibrations for themselves. Baby, there is a level of peace that is available to you. You hear that rumbling? It's wonderful. Yes, nature, do your thing. Cleanse the earth. Cleanse each and every one of us. Look at all this lusciousness, y'all. It can't happen without the rain. You want lusciousness in your life, you got to embrace all seasons. You got to embrace all things. Life is as good to you as you are to it. Life is as kind to you as you are to it. Life is it is a reciprocator. What are you giving it? What are you giving life to work with? I love days like this. All right. If you've never heard of the emotional scale, then now you have. You know, when you understand an emotional scale, then things like vision boards and affirmations and meditation, all those things can work for you more expediently. When you set an intention, then you know that there is a higher place. And every single emotion has a momentum. If you are in those lower vibrations, then there's a momentum that has been established. There's a momentum that you keep going toward it. Baby, you got to get some momentum going in that other direction. And all of us, when we're working from one thing on to another, the way to diminish that thing is to focus more. To focus more on what you desire, the thing that you want. It is giving attention to that thing that you desire and developing some momentum toward it that will move you away from that other stuff. The problem is you focus on all that other stuff. All the stuff you don't want. Stop focusing on the stuff you don't want. Focus on the things you do want. If things, circumstances, situations, and people are keeping you in the stuff you don't want, you got to forego them. You got to let them go. You got to get to the space that whether you actually say these words or just demonstrate it, you got to get there, baby. And you got to mean it. Fuck them. And don't ever hold yourself hostage to who you used to be. You are always becoming. If you're not always becoming and you have surrendered your life to where it is in that low vibrational shit, you are doomed for the rest of your life. And your life does not have to be what everybody else's life has been before you. If you're looking at your mama in some shit, you ain't got to stay in that shit. You're looking at your siblings in some shit, you ain't got to stay in that shit. You are always making decisions. You are making choices for your own life. Your mom and daddy and cousins and nobody, husband, wife, they ain't making no decisions for you. You are. You don't like the shit you in? Make a different decision. And next year this time, your life can be entirely different, baby, living on your own terms. Too often you're taking on other people's shit, what they believe for you, what they want for you, the limitations they have. Baby, no limits. There aren't any. None. And you can elevate as quickly as you desire. This thing is spiritual, baby. It ain't physical. What I just finished talking to you about is some spirituality. I am huge on personal development, and I will continue to teach you personal development. But at some point, you're going to have to integrate the spiritual. The personal, you can't have one without the other. You need them both. And it's not what you've been doing every Sunday that's going to get you there. It's what you employ in your life, what is integrated in your life. Religion has fucked more people than anything. And I was in it dumb deep for 10 years. Certified minister here. If it works for you, keep doing it. The moment the shit stop working, do something else. Yes, cosign nature, cosign. For some of y'all, you might be going, ooh, that's God saying no. No. I just decided that was a cosign. I am the creator of my life. You gotta know you yours. You are the creator of yours. Nobody else. Where y'all at? I gotta figure this shit out. Okay, that's it. I'm done. There is an emotional scale. And you get to decide where you are on it. You can blame everything else and everybody else if you want to. You can sit in and rot in that victim shit if you want to. Or you can raise up like the creator you are and create the life you want. Your choice. Alright, it's your life. Choose it. Just as it is. Own it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Change it. As long as you can breathe and learn, honey, it can get better. Bye for now. I'm going to play in the fucking rain. Ha! Ah! Mama said don't do that. It's my fucking life. I'll do it whenever I want to.